I don't have a bucket list, but I do have dreams/wishes, and one of them for a long time was to be a builder on CubeCraft, more specifically to build an Egg Wars map. Now for those unaware, I played CubeCraft for a couple months before I played NetherGames. I played it because some of my IRL friends did, but I ultimately quit because I was enjoying NetherGames more. The reason why I wanted to be a builder was because there wasn't a map update for months. I actually built a map but it never got close to being accepted. It wasn't the worst map, but it was a bit simple, so it's understandable why it never got accepted. But that failed attempt was not my last attempt at making a map for a server that I play on. This is how I became a NetherGames Builder. If you watch my rebuilding Indian video, then you'll already have a lot of context required for this story. But for those that haven't seen it, go watch it now or else For those that haven't watched it, I'll give you a quick summary. My friend Claudia and I had the horrible idea of rebuilding NetherGames Bedwars map because they weren't accessible to the public. Don't ask us why we thought it was a good idea, but we went ahead with the project anyway. The building went well, it was fun hanging out with my friends. I mean, you guys saw the video. It was just a really good time all the way until we finished rebuilding the map. Except, there's one crucial hour of footage missing from that video that I've kept a secret for a bit over a month now. Nobody noticed this in the video, but at one point I took a screenshot of the map and I said, I'm sending this to Gnome. Bro! There ain't no shot! There ain't no shot! No, I'm saying this to the gnome. No, stand still. There ain't no shot. Yes, I know it's pronounced gnome, but since I am such a snowflake, I'll keep calling him Gnome. Gnome is NetherGames' head builder. He is in charge of the build team, and he makes sure all the maps are built well. If he wasn't doing that, his job would be pointless. That night we were complaining about the errors in the map in NetherGames' Discord server, and we caught the attention of Gnome. He told us that if we recreated 3 maps, we could try to make an original map and send it to him, with the possibility of it being accepted. Naturally, when we heard this, we flipped out. I mean, we were making jokes that NetherGames would let us build a map for the entire day, and to then hear that we would get a chance to actually build a map was absolutely insane. At the time, we only built Fast Food and Indian, which were the easiest maps to make since Ducky had already made the basis for them, which means that the only other maps we could have made at the time was Wilderness, Candyland, or Wild West. In theory, the easiest map to make would have been Wilderness, but then I was like, no. Wilderness is very hard to build. Let's build everybody's favorite map, Wild West. Wild West, for context, is such a painfully average map. It's on the border of good and bad, which means it's always just so painful to play because in theory the rushing distance isn't too bad and the size is actually smaller than some faster maps, but it somehow doesn't actually create a fun map to play on, and worst of all, was actually building the thing. The base was easy enough since Ducky had already recreated it himself, but building everything else was so painfully hard. For example, you see these 2 water towers? What if I told you that these are 2 different builds? And what if I told you that while me and my friend were building, we were both building those 2 different versions in the same area? You don't understand the amount of pain I had to go through to fix that. In the end, we just rebuilt the whole water tower and just ignored the other version. We then worked on mid. I really hated working on middle. I built the wrong interior on the wrong side, but it actually wasn't the wrong side, so after I noticed I had to rebuild everything. Then we had the bottom of middle. Oh, curse the bottom of middle, dude. I had zero idea how far down middle went, which meant that I built it wrong the first time and had to redo it. The bottom was so massive that we needed a dozen images just to build half of it, and even that wasn't enough. Problem is, you're first of all building upside down, which is painful in and of itself, and you're trying to guess the depth of something from a picture taken from the bottom. Everything looked flat, and the only giveaway that a block was further up than some other blocks was that they had some shadows on them. I just gave up at some point and suggested we work on the walls where it was easier to build since you're not looking up the entire time, and we then just connected the bottom with the sides in the hopes that nobody would notice that it wasn't actually 100% accurate. But we had done it. We had finished rebuilding 3 maps, and now we could start building our own map. After we had chosen a castle/church theme, we started working on some ideas. And please ignore this, I had no idea what I was doing, which honestly set the mood for the entire rest of the night. We were tired and exhausted from building Wild West, but we still somehow managed to build this base. Over the next couple of days, we talked about what we wanted the playing experience to be like, and we made sure that nothing was left unchecked. We did the layout and also built a diamond gen. At this point, we felt like we were ready to send a screenshot to what we had built so far to Gnome. I was very nervous because I had no idea how good it was in comparison to other builds and how high Gnome's expectations were. After a couple minutes, I saw that Gnome was typing. I was on a voice call with basically everybody that was building, and we all waited excitedly for his response. Boom. Message. Now I had no idea if this was good or not. My adrenaline was pumping, my breathing started to get heavier, and the next thing you know, I ended up in a hospital. Yeah, okay, not that dramatic, but you get the point. It was a tense moment. Oh wait, he likes it? Oh, wait, he likes it. Everybody was so surprised by his positive reaction to the map. Him saying that he would have added the map if a builder had built the map really motivated all of us to continue trying our best. We ran into some issues like not knowing what mid-layer to go for, but besides that, everything went seemingly well. After we sent him the finished map, which we later on called Perished, we also asked him if we could build more maps for NetherGames, which he allowed us to do. Now at this point, we hadn't thought of getting paid or becoming builders, but that was about to change. My thumbnail renderer Adamrat is an incredibly talented guy. He coded a win tracker for our guilds that shows us how many wins each person has gotten, and he's also helped code Discord bots. But probably one of the coolest things he's done was make a build server for us. Now initially I wasn't the biggest fan of the build server since it meant we could use commands to build, which was intimidating at first, but after a while I got used to building on it. After a day or two we were making a map every couple days. The maps I built on there I sent in my community tab, and I jokingly played around with the idea that they could be NetherGames maps, which was hilarious since those maps were going to get added, but nobody had a clue about it. The images here should give you a good idea of how much fun we were having. We were building 3 to 8 hours a day, usually 5 of us in a VC, just having a good time. And one of those fateful days, Gnome asked us if he could join our group chat to tell us something. It was then when he told us that he could arrange all of us to become builders, which was just crazy. I mean, we hadn't really fully taken in that we could build maps for NetherGames, yet alone get builder rank and work for NetherGames. We talked it over and 5 of us decided to get builder rank, while the rest didn't feel like it was a hobby they wanted to pursue. I personally have enjoyed being a builder, and I will probably for a long time. This truly has been a fantastic experience, and it feels surreal to be a map builder and play on my own maps. But by far the coolest thing about being a builder is that I feel like I can directly affect the server and how successful it is. I've seen so many of you really love this update, and it truly makes me feel like I've made a difference. Honestly, this has been the best month of 2020 by far. I got builder rank, got 10k subs, I might get a pack on the marketplace. I mean, it has been wonderful. And who knows, maybe there's just better things to come. I want to thank Gnome for the opportunity he's given me and my friends to make NetherGames a more enjoyable server. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. One take, baby, let's go!